So, hi guys, it's the night before the main event, and I figured, you know what, before things get crazy, I want to sit down with one of our guests, Doug Hamilton from Privateer Press, and actually have a chat about some of the new stuff that's coming for Mark III, and have a look at some of the new Warcasters. Now, we have each of them sitting in front of us in a little baggie, but if you look at the images beneath this post, you'll see some nice high-res images. So, Doug, what's been going on in Privateer? Actually, better question, what do you do within Privateer?
Well, I'm actually the sculptor manager for Privateer Press, and that sounds fancy, but the reality is I just sculpt models.
Okay. So, sculptor manager, I'm guessing that means you get to see everything that's coming through from Mark III, yeah?
Yes, everything, and I'm always, like our players, I'm always excited to see what the new models that come in are. As soon as they come in from being rapid prototyped, or if the digital files come in, I'm always anxious to check them out and see what's coming up.
Okay, well, I see some of them in front of me here. You say you're a sculptor. Which of them are yours? Which of the factions have you laid your hands to for Mark III?
Well, on the new Mark III casters, I was able to work on Legion of Everblight, I worked on Crix, and I worked on the Retribution.
Okay, now if I remember right, Retribution was actually your start in the company. I think your first ever model was a Ret model?
No, my very first Warmachine model was actually Convergence. I worked on Aurora. So she was a little bit of a challenge, and I'd like to go back and redo her because I could do better now. But a little bit of experience has paid off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, with Mark III coming soon, what was sort of the design ethos behind each of them? So you have to rework the world, and I know these casters are doing more with their war beasts and more with their war jacks. Was there any major design challenges to actually bringing that through, or actually creating new casters?
Well, a lot of it comes down to our art department in that case. I mean, the art guys are designing what the look of that caster is going to be. The development team, they've already decided on the rules, and or they're close to having those casters completed. So when it comes to the art side of things, we have an idea of what we're looking for, and then our art director, Mike Valancourt, he goes through, he has a concept artist work up the ideas, and we tweak them to try to match that new feel that we're looking for, and try to give a new look to these casters, and I really think we've achieved that. You know, something unique. These are new people to the world, and I think we did a good job at bringing it together.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, from what I understand from the fluff at the moment, which is quite limited, the world has moved on a few years into the future now, so the war's grinding on, you know, and new casters have to come to the fore and actually step up to the plate. So, do you know the names of any of these who are on the table at the minute? No? No?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay. So, who do we have that you know?
Well, we could talk about the ones that I worked on.
Okay.
So, the first one that I worked on was from the faction that I show a little favoritism to. Don't post that. No, I'm kidding. Legion of Everblight. So the faction, the new caster for Legion is Krissa, the Conviction of Everblight.
Okay.
And she's based on the Legionnaires, and she's really cool. She's the one that I've played the most leading up to this release.
Well, you say you've played her. Can you give us a flavor of her tactics, maybe? Just a little sneak peek?
You know, for Legion, you think Legion, you're thinking beast heavy. With Krissa, I think she's very versatile. So I can bring infantry. I know Legion players are like, what's infantry? I can bring infantry with her, and she does great with them. I can bring beasts with her. She does great with them. Her feat just makes everything better.
Okay. Well, guys, you've heard it here first. If you're looking to play Legion with some nice infantry, this might be the one to look at. Who else do we have here?
Well, one of the ones that people seem to really like is the new Crixcaster, Bane Witch Agra Thea, and she is beautiful and creepy. She's very thin. She's got long, elongated arms. Her hands are kind of spindly. She's got a big scythe axe-looking thing, but you look at her face and you look at the concept art we did an insider on last week. You look at that concept and her face is so pretty, and you're like, oh, she's going to be this beautiful creature, and then you start seeing the screaming souls that make up her lower body, just trying to get out. You can just see them pressed against, and she's got that wispy, smoky
feel to her.
Yes.
Well, you see, I like the idea of this because it's kind of giving that double fake for Crix, because you can imagine in the story her slowly moving out from the forest. You see this beautiful visage, and some poor trencher's just looking at her going, oh my god, she's beautiful, this is amazing, wonderful, wait, why am I dead? And our last one is a Retribution, yes? So this is?
Magister Helen Navarre, and she is from House Shail, which is run John's house, if you remember. And one of the interesting things about her is she's wearing the House Shail armor, which was an interesting design note because a lot of people are talking about the armor that casters, whether they're male or female, are wearing, and there's some critique about, well, is that practical or not? And I think we really nailed it with Helen Navarre here, is that she's wearing that House Shail armor, and it's blocky and it's bulky, and she looks like she's ready to kick somebody's butt.
Well, guys, I tell you what, we'll call it at that for this, because I think that's more than enough to whet your appetite and actually get commenting on this particular little video, because there's some cool information that is just dropped on this. Don't forget, getting your comments in puts you in with a chance of winning one of our 3 Mark III starter sets. The winners will get to pick their faction, and they will receive them when they come out. So, get your comments in, and we will see you later on.
Get them in.